friends, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week of December 20th to the 26th. Okay, let's get started. We're going to select an oracle card for the end of the reading. So let's see what energy we have here for Taurus, or not Taurus, Virgo. We're on Virgo. Okay, Virgo, there's your card. Okay, now let's see, where is Virgo on the Fool's Journey this week? What major arcana most embodies Virgo? The Devil. Okay, desire, obsession, fears, shadows, the Devil. This card always makes me question, what are the intentions? What are the motives? What's motivating you right now? Are you being mindful about what is motivating you right now, Virgo? What is the motivation here? Is it something related to, what's it related to? You know, is it part of the shadow self? Are you acting out of a wound? You know, when we're carrying around unhealed or old sort of beliefs about ourselves that aren't really rooted in the present, then sometimes we have a tendency to see the world through that prescription, through that perspective. And that can sometimes motivate us to do some things that aren't really in line with the present day version of yourself. It's more motivated by the wounded version of yourself. So it's interesting to see that for Virgo. It is Capricorn energy. What's going on here for Virgo? 10 of Swords. Okay, so you've recently had something happen that was quite upsetting, to say the least. Something that was really something that you can choose to look at as quite devastating, or you can see it as, you know, an opportunity to get up. This is the dilemma I'm always faced with when I feel this card's energy, is just that, you know, you're sort of down for the count here. Something got you because I feel like there was no mindfulness here when this happens. I feel 10 of Swords is a time where we weren't conscious about our choices. We were sort of operating in autopilot. Like I was saying after we saw the Devil card, it might have been a time where you just didn't really know what was going on around you, and you got betrayed almost, or you got taken to a place that ended things. And as I say that, we see the Ace of Pentacles. It did lead to a new beginning, though. So Virgo, this is intriguing. It's almost like, are you seeing this as an ending or a beginning? It's very, very interesting question on the table here. As you know, we started off by questioning intentions and motives with that Devil card. We see here you've got the biggest dilemma of all. Is this an ending or a beginning? Is your cup empty or full? Do you know what I mean? Or half empty, half full. It's a very interesting time for you. You could be starting off something brand new, but if you're focused on this outcome of the end, it's interesting. We see the Queen of Swords here, and she was sort of upside down. I flipped her over, but that makes me think that even though I didn't even know how to position her really, I feel like you're not sure. You're not sure how to call this situation yet. You could see it as a new beginning, Ace of Pentacles, a very, you know, auspicious new beginning, almost a blessing to see it like it really cleared out a lot of space for you. Or you could focus on that 10 of Swords, which was a time where you feel like, you know, you've come to the end of something here, and you can't move in that direction anymore. You have to get up and start a new path. And it's almost like focusing on the journey that led to the ending, or focusing on the beginning. That seems to be what is going to sort of be the central theme of your week, Virgo. Let's see here. The 7 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. So there could have been a lot of sneakiness. It could have been actually the realization of maybe your worst nightmare. You may have been very, like, you know, to see the progression here, 7 of Swords, 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords. So there was some deception around you, and you thought to yourself, that would be a nightmare if that happened. And then it happened. And so, okay, that tells me that this was probably pretty bad. This was really bad. and it's leaving you in a position where it must have felt like personal. Must have felt personal with that Seven of Swords, sort of deceptive energy. I always think that if you're getting, you know, closer to the end of the story with the swords here, and that's the chapter we're looking at, it must have been the painful part. It's the painful part of the story, right? And it was something that deceived you, and you thought to yourself that would be your worst nightmare if that happened, and then it happens. Okay, so then, but what about looking at the new beginning? Let's look at that Ace of Pentacles. Where does that lead us? That Ace of Pentacles is a beautiful new start, but it's coming from again, you got to shift your perspective of seeing this as a loss first. Then you'll see that Ace of Pentacles. Thank you for that. Yeah, right now we're too focused on loss, and the Hanged Man had flipped over here. So that says you're waiting. You're in a holding pattern of sacrifice here. Something got sacrificed and you see it as a loss. When you see these cards together, for me, when I see these together here, and the Six of Cups. So it's very emotional. This is this was a person that you've, you know, Virgo, this is someone that has been around for a while. But it's transforming you. Look, the Page of Cups is on the bottom of the deck. This is taking you to a new place with that Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. This is leading to a new beginning. Perhaps your time with this experience or person, place or thing, whatever this was that got sacrificed, that was your worst nightmare, that came with deception and got you sort of really being uncertain about how to look at this situation. And you're, you know, we've got the Devil here also. So you could be dealing with a Capricorn, or it could be this idea that, you know, it was your worst fear that came true here. And it's bringing out maybe some intentions in you that aren't really in alignment with this new path. I feel like you've got to choose here. This is a week of decision here. Are you going to choose? What are you going to choose to focus on? The deception or the new path? And the Six of Swords is here on the bottom of the deck with the High Priestess behind it. And there's that Devil card again with the Three of Wands and the Fool. So it's interesting. It's sort of like, will you choose the path of envisioning what kind of future are you going to envision here? One that is through the wounded self, or one that's through a brand new definition of you that doesn't carry the wound forward, you know, that doesn't look at the current situation through the idea of the past. I feel like you're receiving these two cards as a message of guidance to trust your intuition and to just get space from this and heal, so that you can recover from this, that you need distance. Six of Swords, you need distance from this. And I feel like that's the guidance you're getting on your own from your own inner wisdom, is saying that to you here, Virgo. I'm just going to move these over here. Let's see what is the card that you got from the Oracle deck. Connection, breaking isolation, seek what brings you vitality. We are all interdependent. Reach out for support. You are not alone. This is interesting. I feel like this connection card, that's the image there, sort of, it makes me feel like that it's leading you to break out of this energy of the Ten of Swords and to reconnect with people on a new level. Page of Cups, Ace of Pentacles here, to pick the path here that doesn't lead you to paint the picture of the present with the past, to reach out for support and to realize that we are all interdependent. So to trust that connective energy that is coming from the High Priestess. Like, I feel like this situation could have been leading you to this moment here, where it taught you what makes you feel vitality. And it wasn't this. This had to go. And that's why it's interesting that you almost have to see this as, like, right now you see it as a sacrifice and loss, but it's actually been the catalyst to move you into this new direction, Virgo. So I think that's why you're getting this guidance to get to change how you see the situation with the Six of Swords here. it's time to envision a path forward, and you can do that, but watch your intentions, watch those intentions, and what you're focusing on expands. And so I feel like I would I would feel like the guidance you're getting here is to focus on the new path with the Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Fool, to focus on a new perspective, one that isn't looking at this situation from the lens of the past, but rather looking at it from what gives you vitality, what makes you feel like you're stepping into, like you're showing up for yourself, and to question your intentions at all times. Make sure to stay mindful and consciously make your choices as you move through your week. It could be an interesting week of temptation to veer off into a place that is the past. That was, you know, again, Six of Cups. It was an emotional time. You might drift into the past, which will cause you to feel a level of uncertainty. And I feel like you need to trust that inner wisdom on this new path, and to be mindful of what is floating around in your mind. You know, what are your beliefs about yourself? What are your beliefs about the future, especially because of that Three of Wands with the Devil. That's the Devil twice, folks. So I really think Virgo is moving on, but they need to do so by being mindful about what their intentions are for the future. I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah, we did the Oracle card. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure we did the Oracle card. I'm going to leave it at that for you, Virgo. If this has resonated and you would like a personal reading, you can find my email and a description of the readings I offer below. And as always, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and watching. And we'll see you again very soon for another reading. Sending you lots of love and light, my friends. Take care.